What is the spiritual meaning of chickens in dreams?
Look, forget the celebrity part for a second. The story isn't about fame. It's about a foundational lesson in survival and symbolism that was learned long, long before any of that.
You have to understand this. This wasn't some kind of metaphor. This was just life. This was reality, witnessed by a 6-year-old girl standing in the dirt. And the key here? It was constant. Every single morning, these creatures were this relentless, screeching reminder of what life is at its most basic level. They packed, they laid eggs, and then they were slaughtered. No ceremony. This was a brutal education in how power works. You don't learn this in a classroom. It gets absorbed right into your bones. This is the world, this is your place in it, and this is what happens if you're weak. And right there, that's the fork in the road. It's a choice every single one of us faces, right? You can either operate on instinct, just scratching around for scraps, or you can learn to understand the system, to decode the symbols, and to write a completely different ending for yourself.
Okay, so that was her story. But her lesson? It opens up some very important questions for you.
I mean, really think about it. Of all the powerful, amazing symbols your mind could conjure up, a lion, an eagle, a wolf, it sends you a chicken.
Why?
Let's be clear. Your unconscious isn't trying to be cute or poetic here. It's desperate. It's already tried sending you other messages, and you ignored them. This is what it has left.
And this gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? This is a question about your potential. Is your potential alive and kicking, or is it already dead in the dirt?
So where are you in your own life's pecking order, right now? Are you the victim? Are you the one supposedly in control? Or are you the one about to bring it all crashing down?
Answer these questions wrong, and you stay exactly where you are, stuck. But answer them honestly, and everything can crack wide open.
So how do we actually decode this message? Well, we can look to two of the greatest minds in mythology and psychology to give us the keys.
For Jung, the chicken is a piece of you that you've pushed away. It's the part that flinches, the part you're ashamed of. And it's showing up in your dreams because you absolutely refuse to look at it in the daylight.
Campbell, he sees it as a two-part symbol. The rooster, that's the alarm clock for your soul, and it's screaming, "Get up, something has to change right now." And the hen, she's the quiet guardian of what you're creating, and she's asking, are you gonna protect this new thing, or are you gonna let it die? See how these two ideas lock together perfectly? Jung says you're ignoring a part of yourself. Campbell specifies that part is either calling you to act, or it's begging you to protect what's coming next. Either way, the message is one thing: urgent.
This dream, it doesn't show up when things are easy, no. It shows up for women who are at a crossroads, women who are incubating something new and are terrified that if they stand up too tall, the axe is coming for them.
All right, let's get specific. This dream is pointing to one of 3 critical moments in your life. I want you to listen closely and figure out which one is yours.
So is it number 1, birth? You're about to bring something vital into this world, and your soul is asking if you have what it takes to protect it. Or is it number 2, the pecking order? You're in a job, a family, a relationship that is grinding you down, and you've started to dangerously accept it as normal. Or is it number 3, cowardice? You know exactly what you need to do. You know it, but you're paralyzed by fear. That chicken in your dream, that's your own cowardice staring right back at you. Let's bring this all the way back to where we started, back to that little girl standing barefoot in the Mississippi dirt. And this is the entire point. Oprah's success wasn't some kind of accident. It was interpretation. She saw the pecking order, she understood the stakes, and she made a conscious, powerful decision to refuse that reality for herself. She answered the call. The question your dream is asking you is the exact same one those chickens asked her. So, what's it gonna be? Answer it today.
Part 2. Look, your dream isn't just handing you some generic chicken symbol. No, the details are the diagnosis. You've got to read every single variation like your life depends on it. Because, let's be real, it does. So let's get right into it.
All right, first up, the summons. These are the dreams that are basically shouting that a new cycle is starting, and honestly, it doesn't care if you're ready. These are the heralds, the alarm bells, telling you that your old life is officially over. But you have to look closer.
right? Because each dream is a totally different kind of alarm. A rooster crowing at dawn, that's not a wake-up call, that's the starting gun. Your new chapter has already begun. Now, seeing a hen on her eggs, that means a brilliant idea is incubating and your only job is to just sit with it. Let it grow. But if those eggs are hatching, whoa, a new consciousness, a new part of you is breaking through. There's no going back from that. And a rooster that just will not stop, that's not a dream. That's your own life screaming at you. You've been hitting the snooze button for so long that sleeping isn't even an option anymore. So, take a hard look at this list and be honest with yourself. Which one is it? Which alarm have you been pretending you just can't hear?
Okay, so once you finally hear that alarm, you can't just turn it off. You have to face what it's waking you up to. And that brings us to stage 2, the shadow work. Yeah, these are the tough ones. The dreams that demand you stop running and finally confront what you've been avoiding.
Listen, do not run from these. A dead chicken in your dream? That's a sign that an old identity, a role you've been playing, is gone. It's over. You have to give it a funeral. Being chased by a chicken sounds silly, right? But it means you're running from your own instincts, some core part of yourself you've decided isn't good enough. Stop. A slaughtered chicken? Well, that's about sacrifice. It's telling you something has to be given up, willingly, to make space for the new. And the pecking order? That's your unconscious literally handing you a blueprint of the toxic hierarchy you're stuck in. It's not subtle.
So really think about it. Your job, your family, your friend group. Where are you being pecked to death day in and day out and calling it normal? Where have you accepted this reality and told yourself, oh, well, that's just how it is?
But see, after you do that hard shadow work, then comes the reward. This is where you start reclaiming your power. This whole stage is about finally tending to what is truly 100% yours. This is where you act. If you're dreaming of feeding chickens, that's a huge warning sign. You're starving your own development because you're so busy feeding everyone else. You need to feed yourself first. See a golden chicken or golden eggs? That thing you undervalue in yourself, that talent you just give away for free? Your dream is telling you it's pure gold. Stop giving it away. And a chicken that can talk? That's an instinct you've silenced for way too long. And now it's demanding you give it a voice.
And really, this contrast here, this is the whole shebang. On one side, you've got the caged self. Your instincts are trapped, your potential is compressed into a tiny box that, by the way, someone else built for you. And on the other side, the liberated self, moving freely, following its own true nature, completely uncontrolled by some external structure. So, which side is your reality? And which side is just a fence you stopped questioning years ago? Look at the structures in your life, your job, your role in the family, your daily routine. Which of those are actual solid walls, and which are just fences you could literally step over at any second if you just chose to? And all of this, it brings us to the final mandate, the through line you cannot miss. Because every single one of these dreams, from the very first alarm bell to the shadow work, they all have the exact same urgent, non-negotiable message. It's this: your unconscious is tracking your aliveness. That's its only job. It's measuring, constantly, whether you're incubating your own potential or being slaughtered by your circumstances. It knows if you're running from your gut feelings or if you're finally standing in your own dawn.
So when you boil it all down, when you strip away all the symbols and the details, the only real question your dream is ever asking you is this: will you stop choosing to sleep? That's it. That's the whole message right there. Wake up.
Part 3. All right, enough learning, enough scrolling. Information can be a really comfortable fantasy, right? But the time for just knowing things is over. The real question is, what are you going to do?
So listen up. In what's coming, you're going to find yourself. I guarantee it. Your only job is to recognize which one is you and then do the thing. Because your life, it is not a dress rehearsal.
So, the mirror has 12 faces. It's time to find yours. One of these is going to feel a little too close to home. That's the one you need to pay attention to. Let's go. All right, this one is for you, the creative one. You know that project, that book, that business plan, that painting? You've been sitting on it for so long, you've decided the egg is dead. But listen to me, it's not dead, it's just cold.
So here's what you're going to do. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, you open the project. You work on it for just 20 minutes. Set a timer. That's it. You do this for 14 days straight. You have 2 weeks to bring it back to life. Because trust me, you will mourn what you could have made if you let it die.
Okay, now for the woman in the toxic job. You know who you are. The pecking order is real, and you're getting bloodied every single day. You think leaving is the big risk, but what you don't realize is that staying is a slow death.
Look, you don't have to quit tomorrow. This is about self-respect. It's about remembering you exist outside that cage. So this week, you're going to update your resume, and you're going to reach out to one person in your network. That's it. Because those places, they don't magically get better. And every year you stay, you pay with a piece of yourself you can never get back. And now for the mother, the one who has completely disappeared into her role. You're feeding everyone else until there's nothing left of you. And you're calling that love? Let me be crystal clear. That is not love. That is self-erasure.
So here's your assignment. This month, you will book one appointment for yourself, and it can have nothing to do with your kids, your partner, or your house. You got that? And you will not cancel it. Your children need to see a whole person, not a ghost. That is the greatest gift you can give them.
All right, this one's for the woman in grief, the one in a major transition. You're standing on a threshold, you're feeling the loss of something, a relationship, a job, an old version of you, but your mind hasn't quite caught up yet. This is not some empty ritual. This is about giving your brain closure. So you're going to write a letter to whatever has ended. Spell it all out, what you got from it, what it cost you, and what you're taking with you. Then you burn it, or you bury it. Because unprocessed grief, it doesn't just go away. It calcifies. It turns into illness. Do this now. Okay, the entrepreneur, the one with the golden egg. You've built something real, something valuable, but your fear has you pricing it like it's worthless. You're basically giving away gold. So here's the non-negotiable command. Raise your price. This month, pick a number that makes you feel just a little bit sick to your stomach. That discomfort? That's how you know you're finally in the right ballpark. The gold is real. Price it like it is, because undercharging is just a fast track to being broke. This is for any woman in any kind of cage. A job, a relationship, a city, you know what it is. And hope is not a plan, so we're getting brutally practical. This week, you make 2 lists. Left side, the real costs of staying for 1 more year. Be savage. Right side, every single resource you have right now to leave. Be real. Then, you pick one thing from that resource list, and you do it. And now for the spiritual woman. The one who's so deep in the ether, so high up in concepts in the cosmos that you've completely forgotten you have a body. You've lost touch with the ground, with your gut, with your own animal instincts. Listen, your body isn't an obstacle to your spiritual path. It is the path. A spirit without a body is just a ghost in a beautiful cage. So for the next 7 days, you are going to do one real, physical, instinctual thing every single day. Cook a real meal. Walk barefoot on the earth. Make something with your hands. It's time to come back down to earth. All right, you, the one who's ignoring the call. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That crowing rooster has been waking you up for years, and you just keep hitting the snooze button. But here's the secret. The call doesn't go away. You just get smaller. So here's what you do. First, name the thing. Say it out loud. Then, you take the smallest possible step towards it this week. I'm talking microscopic. Something that feels almost foolish, it's so small. Because the rooster will not stop crowing. Answer it. Okay, if you're the one being chased by a chicken in your dreams, this is you. It's the self-doubt, the fear. But stop for a second and see how absurd it is. You're being chased by a chicken. Do you see? The size of your fear is completely out of proportion to the actual threat. So here's the strategy. You don't have to face the thing that's 100% terrifying. This week, you find something that's about 60% scary, and you do it. The key is to do it while you are still afraid. Because avoidance isn't keeping you safe. It's not rest. It's erosion. It's making your world smaller every single day. All right, the work begins now. This is for every single woman listening. It doesn't matter which face in the mirror was yours, or if you saw yourself in all of them. This last part is for all of us. This is the foundation. This is not a suggestion. This is the work. Tonight, you put a journal and a pen by your bed. And for the next 30 days, the very first thing you do when you wake up, before you look at a screen is write down what you dreamt. 3 sentences, minimum, even if it's just a feeling or a single image. You write it down.
And at the end of those 30 days, you're going to read it all back. And what you'll find won't be a bunch of random nonsense, it will be a map. Your own unconscious will have been talking to you this entire time, and for the first time, you will have actually been listening.
Anna,